Hello, second grade. You have been learning what a fraction is and how it is part of a whole, and you have learned different names to describe the same part of a whole, and then you also were able to compare fractions using the greater than or less than sign. Well, today we are going to be learning how to write a fraction that names each part of the set. And then later on in this lesson, you're going to find the equal shares for 2, 3, or even 4 people. So you need your workbook page 257, that's your lesson page, for lesson 127. So pause the video, go get your materials, and come back. Okay, so let's review how to write a fraction. Okay, so we're going to do that using this set. Now, what is a set? A set is a group of something. And what you see here is a group of fruits. I just kind of drew them. They look like balls, but they're really fruits. Okay, so they're right here. Okay. So they're in a group. And what we're going to do is write a fraction for how many yellows there are and how many reds there are out of the whole group. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is figure out, are we going to choose how many yellows or how many reds first? Well, since yellow's first, let's do that. When we write a fraction, we need to figure out how many total pieces there are first before we can tell how many out of those pieces are yellow. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and count those right now. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are 5 pieces of fruit. So at the bottom of our fraction, right here, we will have 5 because there's 5 total available. Now, out of those 5 total pieces of fruit, how many are yellow? Good. There are 2 pieces of fruit out of the 5 pieces of fruit that are yellow. Okay. Now we're going to tell how many pieces out of the whole are red. Or you could hear it phrased like, how much is red? So let's see. How many pieces total are there? How many pieces of fruit? Okay, we know there are 5 in the bowl. That's our bottom number. How many out of those 5 are red? 1, 2, 3. So we will put 3 on top of the 5, and that reads 3/5. Or you could think in your mind, 3 out of 5 are red. Okay, so that is what we are going to do on our work page. Okay, so taking a look at these tulips, for number 1, we're going to write the fraction that names each part of the set. Just a reminder, the set is this group of flowers. Well, before we even start, we can see how many total there are. How many are there? 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 4 total pieces. Okay, and they want to know how many of the set is red. How many are there that's red? I see 3. So we'll put 3 on the top, and that reads 3/4 of the set is red. Now let's figure how many or how much of the set is yellow. First, let's figure out how many total there are. We've already talked about that. There are 4 flowers total in the set. How many flowers in that set is yellow? Good. There is 1. So 1/4 of the set is yellow. And here's a little something. You can check your answer. Do you know how? Just add up the top 2 numbers. You have 3 plus 1 is 4. And that would equal the total amount. That way you can double check and make sure that you wrote your numbers correctly. All right, let's look at number 2. We have windmills. All right, number 2. How much of the set is brown? Well, again, let's figure out how much is in the set total. How many pieces? I see 3 windmills. How many out of those 3 are brown? Good. 1. So 1/3 of the set is brown. Okay. How many of the set is blue? I see 2 out of the 3 are blue. Okay, you do 3 and 4. Pause the screen. When you unpause, I'll have the answers up. I'll wait a second for you to pause. Okay, here are the answers. So for number 3, 2/4 of the set is dimes. 2/4 of the set is pennies. Number 4, 1/2 of the set is silver. 1/2 of the set is gold. And remember, if it's hard to remember, you can think in your mind 1 out of 2 is silver and 1 out of 2 is gold. But you really should be trying to think about saying 1/2. Okay? But initially you can think about 1 out of 2 or 2 out of 4 because that helps. All right, now comes the part where we're going to divide equal shares for a certain number of people. Okay, so how many pencils do we have? Well, let's see what it says because I think they tell us. 4 students shared 8 pencils. How do you think we would divide these pencils into equal shares for 4 people? All right, well, you try to figure that out. Pause the video. Divide those pencils into 4 groups. And they have to have an equal amount of pencils in each group. So each student gets the same amount of pencils. So pause and then work on those and then start the video again. Okay, so what I have is 2 pencils each. I did them in different colors, so each color would represent a different student. There would be 4 students total. So let's see, we have group 1, group 2, or student 1, student 2, student 3, and student 4. And each one gets 2 pencils. And so we would put down here where it says each student got, we would put 2 pencils. All right, so we're going to do the same thing over here. Number 6. 2 friends shared 6 pieces of funnel cake. Now there's 3 funnel cakes. They have to be shared amongst 2 friends. Now, what you need to notice is each one has been divided into halves. So there's 2 pieces in each funnel cake. Okay, so that's going to help you figure it out. Okay, so what I'm thinking, because this might be tricky, you can pause the video and try it yourself first. Or you can just listen to me work through it here. Okay, so we know we have 2 friends. Each friend would get a whole one, right? Well, then what do you think we'd do with the third one? What do you think we would do? I'm going to erase some line over here because we know we're going to have to share that middle one with the 2 students. If you said divide it in half, you're right. Okay, so each friend got how many pieces then? They didn't ask how many funnel cakes. It says each friend got how many pieces? Well, let's look. There's 1, 2, 3 pieces for that person. Let's make sure on the other side too. This person got 1, 2, 3. So each friend got 3 pieces. And that's it for that. Yeah, you did it. Okay, so let's take a look at the back page. This is the page you'll be doing yourself. You're going to do it just like you do in the front. The only thing is they have the fractions written for you for numbers 1 and 2. So let's take a look at numbers 1 and 2. It says, circle the fraction that names the colored part of the set. So you're going to look at how many there are total. That will be your bottom number. So I'll give you a hint on this one. How many are there total? If you said 4, great. That means this middle one is not going to be one of the answers. You do not have to put an X on your paper. I'm just showing you. It will be either 1/4 or 3/4 of that set will be colored. You are going to figure that out and then show me what you know. Okay. Same thing with number 2. Tell me how much of that set is colored. Numbers 3 and 4, this is where you're going to divide the set amongst a certain amount of people, and they have to be equal shares. So for number 3, 2 girls shared 8 candies. Here's the 8 candies. You have to divide that into 2 even groups and then tell me how much each girl got, how many candies. Number 4, 3 friends shared 6 dimes. That means you will divide that group into 3 equal groups and then tell me how many each person got. And then you have a time review. Let's just review that real quick. Okay. Remember the shorthand here. Let me change my color so it's nice and bright for you to see. Okay. The shorthand is the hour hand. And as the clock, the minute hand moves around, the hour hand also does. And if it falls in between a number, it's still in the lower numbers hour. So in this case, it's between the 10 and the 11. So that means it's still in the 10 o'clock hour. Okay. And then let's look at the minute hand. Okay, the minute hand is right here. Remember that each number stands for 5 minutes. Okay, so we start at the top and we go 5, 10, 15. So it is 10:15. All right. So you will do the same with 6 and 7 and 8. And then complete the sentence for 9 and 10. You're going to tell me how much a half an hour is in minutes and how many minutes long a whole hour is. After you finish this page, turn it in. And then you have your homework page, just the front, page 253, and then turn that in also. All right. See you then. See you later.